Hey YouTube, Common Collector here, and today I'm coming at you with a brand new Rokket Guard Dragon build. So basically, Rokket Dragonlink, whatever you want to call it. The way that I'm doing this deck is that I'm going to be going for more of a medium budget or semi-budget build. And throughout the deck profile, I'm going to be going over how you can alter the deck if you want to go a little bit more on the left and go for full budget, or a little bit more to the right and go like the full power. You know, if you're trying to go for like a regionals or locals, whenever those start back up after quarantine. So guys, if you could please hit the like and hit the subscribe button. I am doing a giveaway, which is going to be ending at the beginning of May, on May 4th. So I will go into more details on that at the end of the video, but in general, as long as you are a subscriber, that is the first and simplest way that you can enter into the giveaway. So from there, we're just going to get started with the deck profile. So obviously, we're going to start out with 3 of the Rokket Tracers. So Rokket Tracer is basically your main guy of the deck. That's why you're playing him at 3. He is a level 4 tuner, and he is your main guy that you're going to use for going into any of your synchro plays, which we do play 1 in the deck. And what you do with him is that his effect is that, as a quick effect, which is nice, you can target one face-up card that you control and destroy it. Doesn't have to be a monster. You can just destroy one of your spells if it's on the field and you just need something to blow up in order to proc this effect. And so after the resolution of this effect, it special summons a Rokket from the deck. It does lock you into dark monsters for the turn, but that's fine because we run a heavy dark monster count in the extra deck. What's really nice is that you can go through most of your turn, get out all of your non-dark monsters, which is usually like some of like the start or the middle of your combos, and then you can activate this towards the end of your combo and then just finish off with the rest of your dark dragon monsters or whatever you're tossing out. So next up, we are playing 3 Oviraptor dragons. I think you have to play this at 3. I've seen some people that play it at 2, but it's just such an easy extender for the deck. What it does is it can special summon itself to the field if you have a Rokket monster on the field, and then when it leaves the field, you are able to add a Rokket monster from your deck to your hand, which having extra hand presence is really nice for your field spells that you end up getting onto the field. So really nice to have this card go off, and it's just really easy to link away and whatnot for other plays. That way you can get off that effect to add a Rokket monster. Then going on, probably my second favorite of the Rockets is the Silver Rokket. So what this card does is that when it's targeted by the effect of a Link monster, you're able to, as a quick effect, destroy this card, and then you can take one of your opponent's monsters out of the extra deck and banish it. So this is just really valuable because you're able to look at your opponent's entire extra deck and just pick out some of the cards that they're going to be trying to use against you. If they have like a really good super poly target and whatnot, like if they're going to go into Starving Venom or something like that, and you can just get rid of that, it's just such a nice play. And then all of these Rockets with a part before the Rokket part of the name. So you have like Silver Rokket, Magna Rokket, and whatnot. All of those ones with the part before the Rokket, they have the effect to where if they're destroyed by a card effect or by battle during the end phase, you can special summon a Rokket from the deck. So pretty nice. That doesn't come off like a whole lot very often, but just by the nature of this deck, you're usually linking stuff away rather than destroying them. But anyways, then we're going on into Rokket Synchron. This is just a good target for your Crystron Halqifibrax if you want to play it in the deck and whatnot. You never really use this for synchro summoning or anything like that, but it's just like a really easy level 1 tuner to toss out onto the field by Halqifibrax, and it's just another Rokket as well. So then going on into the 1-ofs, we play a lot of 1-ofs in the deck. 1 Magna Rokket, 1 Auto Rokket, and 1 Metal Rokket. And I believe I have these in the right order, that this card is the one that when it's targeted, it destroys one monster it sends a monster to the graveyard. This one, these are all really similar to the effect of your Silver Rokket. So they're procced by getting targeted by the effect of a monster. Auto Rokket destroys 1 spell on the field. Actually, it sends it to the graveyard, not destroys it. And then your Magna Rokket destroys whatever of your opponent's cards are in the column. So if you have this card on the field and you pop this, use its effect, you can destroy all of your opponent's cards that are in the adjacent columns. So it's really, really nice, or the ongoing columns. Really, really sweet. And then just one sort of tech card that I play for the last of our rockets is Rokket Recharger. So what Rokket Recharger does is that when one of your link monsters, one of your dark monsters that you control that was special summoned from the extra deck gets destroyed by battle or by a card effect, you can send this from the hand to the graveyard, and then you can target that destroyed monster and then special summon a dark monster from your graveyard with a different name from that. So basically what you do is there's a very good combo in here with a few of your extra deck monsters, your Delindrous Dragon and your Quad Boral. This card destroys this, and then you can send this in order to special summon something else back. And then all of these other, this card comes back, and then the resolution of Quad Boral's effect brings a bunch of rockets to your field as well. So it's just a really, really nice combo. Or just if any of your other stuff gets destroyed as well. There's a lot of destruction effects in this deck, so it really works out nicely. Then going on for like some of the extenders, we have obviously Chaos Levianeer and the black and white dragons. Then going on, you also have to have the Black Metal Dragon and Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. And then also for the rest of the one-ofs, we have Dragon Spirit of White and World Chalice Guard Dragon. Also, one quick thing that I should mention here is that this is going to be changing pretty soon. We do have an errata coming up for Red Eyes Darkness Metal, to where this is going to be a hard once per turn effect. So once that comes into effect, what I'm planning to do is I will be taking out the Dragon Spirit of White and probably adding just a vanilla Red Eyes into the deck. Or if I do get my hand on like Starliege Seifert by that point, then this will probably mostly be two Starliege Seiferts instead. But the way that this works out really well is that you pitch this into the graveyard, and then if you use that by Dragon Shrine, you can also send another card, because this is treated as a normal monster while in the graveyard. So then with this, when this is in the graveyard, you can banish this to special summon a normal monster, and then when this card is special summoned, you're able to target one spell or trap your opponent controls and banish it. So just a little extra removal, an extra extender and whatnot, helping you to take advantage off of that Dragon Shrine. But my plan with this, with the Darkness Metal Dragon, is that with this card, if you can theoretically bring this back to the field somehow, and you've already used up this effect, you could technically link this card away again, and then you could get another Red Eyes card to your hand. Since you can't get this card again, you might as well just at least pick up some more advantage, because there's not too many good graveyard effects to pick up with any of the guys in the deck. Basically, like, nothing when it comes to the field and then gets sent to the graveyard, besides like your Absoraptor Dragon, nothing really picks you up any advantage. So I think that that would be a nice way to get an extra card to your hand. Then, okay, so now for the final cards for the ones, we have our Galactic Spiral Dragon, very good card for extending, and your Tempest, Dark Ruler of Storms, as well as your Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. This build is playing Union Carrier, so what you do is you special summon the new card Union Carrier to your side of the field, and then you can attach this onto one of your Dark or Dragon monsters, and then that locks your opponent out of their extra deck. So really, really solid play there. Now going on into the spells, we are playing, of course, 3 Quick Launch. This card doesn't need too much explanation, but basically it special summons a rocket from your deck. Can't attack during the turn, but that's really not that big of a problem, and it's destroyed during the end phase, but you're more than likely just going to be linking it away. Then going on 3 Called by the Grave, you really need your plays to go off, because otherwise if certain plays don't go off, then that's just sort of going to be ending your turn on a dime. So there are a lot of extenders, but it's the best to try to get your full board. Then, of course, 2 Boot Sector launches. This is searched by your Link monster. 2 Dragon Shrine, just a great card for the deck, helps you to get your extenders to the graveyard. And then, just for more extension, we have 2 World Legacy Guard Dragon, 1 Dragon's Ravine, searchable by one of your Link monsters, as well as 1 World Legacy Succession and 1 Monster Reborn. So this is essentially 4 Monster Reborns right here. You're likely to see at least one of them. And the World Legacy Guard Dragons is just really nice for moving around your Guard Dragons to a zone. That way you can get optimal results out of their Link arrows. So that's going to do it for the 40 card main deck. Now we're going to go on into the extra. Okay, going on into the extra deck, we have the 2 Striker Dragons. You got to play this at 2 just in case the one gets negated or something. It's just a really good extender to keep your plays going. It's a little bit of a spendy card, but definitely worth it to keep 2 in the deck. This searches out your boot sector launch, and I didn't really explain this, but what boot sector launch does is that it either special summons 2 rockets from your hand, or its second effect is that you can special summon rockets from your graveyard up to the number of monsters that your opponent controls more than you do. So if your opponent is controlling like 3 more monsters than you do, you activate boot sector launch, special summon those 3 rockets from your graveyard with different names, and that's just going to really help to extend your plays. Also, this card can destroy one of your monsters on the field and then can add one of your rockets from the graveyard back to your hand, so really good synergy with the deck since we like destroying stuff. Then going on, we have the 2 Guard Dragon LP and Pisty. LP special summons from the main deck or hand, and then Pisty is special summoning from the banish or graveyard. So these 2 cards they are just the perfect thing. I wish we could get Agripane back, but to be honest, Guard Dragon Agripane was just such a broken card that it kind of had to get banned, but just still a really fun engine. These 3 cards are what really make the deck and make the deck fun. So then going on, we have the 1 Romulus, adds your Dragon Ravine to the hand, 1 Heretic Seal, the Quad Boral and Delindrous Dragon. I already kind of explained that combo before, as well as Union Carrier and Crystron Halqifibrax. I'm not sure how much I really like Halqifibrax in the extra deck, but he does have his moments where he helps you to extend. The main thing that I try to work on, though, is not to go into him and then just to go into another Link 2 monster. You really just want to use him to try to go from a 2 into a 3 or a 4. We don't have any Link 3s, but yeah, to go up into a Link 4 is sort of what he's here for. And the Union Carrier, just locking your opponent out of the extra deck with your Dragon Destruction Sword is just super, super good. Then for the rest of the rank 4s, we have the Boral Sword and the Unchained Abomination. These cards are pretty cheap, but this card is sitting at about 5, and I think Boral Sword last time I checked was like $13, $15 or something like that. So really not too expensive. If your budget can't afford it, this can easily be switched out for like a Boral Load Dragon, which is like pennies right now because that also comes in the structure deck. So just keep that all in mind. Then for our synchro play, I'm playing Beals over Borreload Savage Dragon, but I do have a Borreload Savage in the mail, but again, this is sort of like a medium budget build, so what I'm going for here is like, if you can't afford that, this card is like super cheap right now if you get it in its cheapest form, and Beals is actually like a pretty decent card, so if you're not playing in like a super competitive meta, Beals is still going to help you to win some duels every now and then. And then for the last 2 cards in the extra deck, we have Hope Harbinger and Dingirsu. These cards are getting cheaper and cheaper by the day also. Dingirsu just got a really great reprint in Dual Overload. So yeah, these cards are super affordable. And now I'm going to go over sort of some of the other budget options that you guys can do for this deck. Alright, so really quickly before we go on into the discussion of the giveaway and whatnot, I want to go over all of the budget options for you guys. So really quickly on the more expensive side, besides the Beals, which obviously is going to be going into the Borreload Savage Dragon, which I already mentioned. Then besides that, these 3 cards, you can easily flip these out for the Starliege Seifert if you're going for the more expensive build. So these 2 cards, like I mentioned, are for like your Dragon Shrine target, and I believe that Seifert is a pretty good target for Dragon Shrine or Dragon's Ravine, so that kind of takes the place of these in the deck, as well as your Silver Rocket Dragon. You really don't need 3 in the deck, but it's just nice to have a lot of rockets. That way you can always get off your field spell effect and whatnot. So I believe that those could really easily go in for your Starliege Seiferts. Besides that, however, these cards, this is not expensive, but obviously this goes with your Union Carrier effect. So what I would suggest if you're going for a more cheap style build, I would say that usually your Destruction Buster Sword could go for either a Gateway Dragon or your Squibdraw. Squibdraw is already in the structure deck that comes with the rockets, as well as the Gateway Dragon is just like a really cheap alternative card for these. And I believe he also might have come in the structure deck as well. I might as well check that really quick. Yeah, SDRR. Yeah, so that's definitely in the structure deck as well. So again, then you could just like 2 Squibdraw or Gateway Dragon for one of those, as well as adding another rocket into the deck. That way you can always get off your Squibdraw effect. So I think that those right there would be a really good selection. as well as just to change things up into the extra deck for these expensive cards. I would say like a Stardust Dragon. Stardust Dragon could take over the Halqifibrax. Link Karibo could replace your Striker Dragon. We do play you know, the 2 level 1 monsters. That's really your only other good option unless you know something else to replace a good like a good generic monster. I guess your Salamangreat Almirage could also work as well. But you could also turn your Boral Sword into Borreload Dragon, as well as Union Carrier could take the spot of like Triple Burst Dragon. So these are your really easy, cheap alternatives for the deck. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for the deck profile. And now we will quick discuss the details on the giveaway. Okay, guys, so anyways, for this giveaway ending on March 4th of 2020, just keep that in mind that if it's already after March 4th of 2020, not to worry about this. But the way that the giveaway is going to be working is that I recently unboxed a classic card collection of these tins right here. So I am featuring a lot of the cards shown in the tin. There was a lot of classic Dark Magician and Blue Eyes, as well as some other cards, Souleating Oviraptor for the competitive players and whatnot. So what I'm doing is I am giving some of these cards away to you guys. So the easiest ways to gain entry is to be a subscriber or also to follow the channel on Instagram. One of the ways to get a hold of me to give me your entry submissions is to message me on Instagram. And besides that, you can get a hold of my email, which I will have all that information on the screen right now. So it's really up to you guys. You just have to message me with your submissions. Everyone can have multiple entry submissions. There are also other details on the channel. I made a whole other video on how to do all this stuff. So if you guys are a subscriber, if you follow on Instagram, just go ahead and message me on Instagram and just say, hey, I'm a follower, I'm a subscriber. Right there is 2 entries for you. Your name will go in twice for the giveaway, and I will be doing the drawing at 6 p.m. on the 4th of May. So there will be many prizes. There are first, second, and third. This is the first prize winner, along with there will be packs from Secret Slayers and Eternity Code if they do get that on the shelves by May 4th. They're not totally sure if they will or not. Otherwise, I'll just make that 2 packs of Secret Slayers for the first player winner, as well as the second place, third place gets a whole bunch of other stuff as well, other classic cards from this. So just keep that all in mind. Everyone can win plenty of stuff, and there are also participation prizes for other people. I'll be pulling 9 additional prizes, so places 4 through whatever that would be, 13, are also going to be winners as well. So they will be getting a signed token as well as 1 or 2 cards as well. So just keep that all in mind. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe and give me your entry submissions as soon as you guys can. So we'll catch you guys next time. Common Collector out. Thanks for watching.